Hey traders, control the trade here. I haven't done a live stream in a while, but today's market definitely prompted me to want to log in and do something real quick because it's pretty incredible what's going on right now. This is what I've been waiting for, to be honest with you. If you've been following my tweets, I've been waiting for a day like this. It's just every day I'm just like, where is this move? Where's this melt up? Because I'm really been expecting this melt up here, even though maybe because I'm a contrarian, but it just, the market is still strong, and as crazy as it sounds and as much underlying fundamentals as I'm sure that are a mess, which of course I agree with, that's not what the market moves on. The market moves on technicals, psychology, math, cycles, way more than any fundamentals, especially in the short term at least. And right now there's nothing wrong with this market. If you look at the SPY, I mean, it's well above the 50 period moving average. We spiked it. We had a little fake out day, low volume. And then today we're above the 20. I'm not saying it's going to hold, but right now, when you get a market like this, this has been happening for so long now, where you just have so many people short this market. There's just rabid short selling. That's more anecdotal, I guess, but it's just, no, everyone's in such disbelief about this. They think they keep trying to pick a top, and I feel like that's been happening pretty much for the last 100 handles in the SPY. Even, at 350 I thought it was insane, but then when I started to realize what was driving this, and we just need more of a black swan event, or we just need a different type of sell-off than what we've seen. We just have not, it's just not been unhealthy enough to see the markets fall apart yet. Not saying that they're not going to fall, but I still believe that they will, and probably Q2 or early Q3, I think we could see a massive sell-off. But right now, I mean, look at this. The IWM has been looking good. It teased below the 50, but it's just moving on up. It looks great. The way I learned to chart, that's a leading market indicator, and it's the truth. The IWM is a great leading market indicator, if not the leading market indicator, and this one is really important to me, the XLF. I mean, I learned that as long as the XLF is strong, the market will have a lot of trouble falling apart, and it's just not going anywhere far. And this is the strongest I've seen the XLF, or any of us have seen the XLF in 20 years. So whatever they're saying on CNBC, interest rates, blah blah blah, yield curve, whatever, that's not what's important to these markets. If it were, if any of this stuff is actually important, all these underlying issues, we'd be at like SPY 200 right now if reality actually matched what is happening on the charts. If you looked at these charts and you'd been in a coma for the last year, you would have no idea there was a pandemic. You would have no idea that our president was basically impeached. Not getting political here, but there's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of weird stuff. It's a global pandemic. You would not expect all-time highs. So yeah, it's crazy, it's weird, but that's why we trust the charts. We don't trust the news. We don't trust reality in that. We trust the charts only, and that's how I see the market. If that's new to you, it probably sounds crazy. I know the first time I looked at candlesticks, I was like, what is this nonsense? Like, every day is different. It has nothing to do with the past. That couldn't be any further from the truth. I'll say that for another video, but numbers are what matters. And I think there's a lot of people that aren't in reality right now with this, that are looking to draw conclusions as to why. They're always looking for a why. There is no why. I mean, if there were a why, the market would be logical and rational, and everybody would win. It's nothing to do with that. So anyway, let's look at some charts. So SPY is teasing this. Let me get a shorter term. I always use 10-minute charts. Sorry, I gotta fix this chart. There we go. So you can see we gapped up. We sold off and I think this is I think we tested the 50 period moving average yesterday. I don't think I have my after hours turned on right now. So this is just regular activity. Yeah, that's the end of the day, I think. We had that nice little sell off. Looks like I had an alert just go off here. Let's see it. Oh, ATU. I've been waiting for a squeeze on this one, and it's done nothing but disappoint. But of course, look at that, it nailed the 20 period moving average. A little higher. It still looks pretty bearish. No one's really paying attention to this one, so let's go back to the SPY. The stocks I've been watching the most, though, have been Amazon and looks like I have a sell order here. Amazon and Apple, because they've been eerily lagging, and they're kind of like, are they the anchor runners in the relay race? You know, unless I'm wrong and everything falls apart. If let's say the Amazon hits this 200 period moving average and just collapses, I mean, that could happen. But I think you could just get enough momentum with the short sellers covering, and then you get people saying, okay, everything's okay, and they're expecting this whole reopen, you know, boom or whatever. I mean, if there's, how's there a reopen boom if everyone's been quote unquote pricing this market in already, right? Like, isn't that how we look at the market? It's priced in like 6 months ahead of time. That would be more of a that would be, if there is any logical explanation, that certainly would be a logical explanation, that it really is priced in, 6 months ahead of time. So anyway, Amazon, let's see, Apple, both of these have been getting absolutely destroyed, right? And it's kind of weird that they have been to me, when the market is near all-time new highs. So there's two things that are going to happen. Either these stocks are going to start to rally, and they're going to knock everyone's socks off and then take us to SPX 4000, S&P 4000, or they're going to fail as they look like they should and as people are expecting them to, and we start to actually have that big sell-off. But that doesn't seem to be the case right now to me. Maybe I'm in disbelief. Maybe I'm not in reality, but I don't see these falling apart the way that people are expecting them to. Same with Tesla. Not yet, at least. Look at that. It's a nice move on Tesla. Look at these little fake weird candles. I like that. Actually, it's kind of interesting, these candles, because they hit one of my important numbers almost. They spiked it. 860. Numbers matter. So if Tesla can keep grinding and getting this 20 period moving average to start curling up a little bit here and just start to level off, you could see a nice reversal here. You know, there's a lot of fanfare behind Tesla. There certainly are a lot of shorts that are looking for revenge, a revenge short, let's say, because they got their asses kicked over and over and over again, because, again, they're not in reality. They're just looking at Elon Musk. They're looking at Tesla as like a car company. I mean, they're just doing all sorts of nonsense, these hedge funds, for example, that have nothing to do with the price of Tesla whatsoever. And that's why they get red in the face when they're on CNBC and they short the heck out of it, because they're very intelligent people, great analysts, but they don't realize that all their education and all their smarts have absolutely nothing to do with the price of Tesla. And not to mention, Tesla's doing, if we're going to talk fundamentals here, Tesla's a great brand. Their sales have been going up, but I don't talk fundamentals. The point is, why would you blindly short a hot company like Tesla? Does that make any sense? An innovative hot company. Let's blindly short that instead of a company that's, dying or something like that. But then you do that and you do it to GameStop and you look like a complete moron, because why are you shorting a company that's about to go out of business? So all these hedge funds make no sense to me. That's my little rant. So I had this 250 on the chart here a while ago. I think it's been on here for a couple weeks. This is pretty interesting. We came up just short of it, 246.49. So it's still respecting this resistance here. We do have a long way to go on this chart that we could squeeze a little bit more. Obviously, the short ratio is not even close to what it was. Although some people have this conspiracy theories that the real short ratio is not being released. I don't know if I buy any of that shit. Anyways, let's look at the daily. So we came up to resistance, and now we're falling back. I could easily see this thing falling back pretty far and fast. Profit taking happening here. People reshorting it. You still have people blindly shorting this too. Another reason this thing is popping. So you get the blind shorts, the FOMO, the meme stock crew, the Reddit people, institutions taking advantage of this that know what the hell they're doing as far, in terms of moving, controlling this ticker here. When there's opportunity, there's volume, and there's attention on it. Why not try to make money on it, obviously? GameStop is just a joke, honestly. Like, if you can be a day trader and take advantage of it, awesome. Like, that's what it's for right now. But this is still not going to end well, which we've talked about. If you go back to my videos, we talked about this happening. I was talking about it probably around here, this candle here, I think. Maybe even this one, I did a video and talked about how it's going to fall hard and fast, and it's going to just crush everybody. And I didn't think it would happen this quickly, and then look at this. We just kind of started dying off. Everyone forgets about it, and then bam. So this story is not over for GameStop. Let's see. So the market's still heating up here. This is interesting. If you go back to Let's go back to Amazon. I'm really liking the movement. When you have slow, steady movement in either direction, that's going to be, so that's bullish in this case when it's going up, obviously. And when it's going down, if you've ever held a stock and you're just holding and hoping, which is the worst thing you can do, by the way, usually it just starts dripping down and dripping down and dripping down. That slow drip is the worst when it's on the way down and you're not shorting it. If you're shorting it, you're fucking, you're feeling good. But same thing on the way up. If it's a slow grind on the way up, you want that. You want that slow grind. If it just spikes real fast, you get quick resistance, you get algos jumping in there, and it just knocks traders out all over the place. The slow grind in either direction is preferred, in my opinion. I think you'll notice that in charts when you watch a stock. Usually, if it's a slow grind in either direction, that's a good thing. There's more control when you trade, and hence my name, Control the Trade. My handle is multiple meanings. The best one for me, and it was really made as a reminder for me to not let the trade control me. It just basically control my brain and my actions, because easily you can get like stuck into a trade so easily, and you can just lose yourself in time if you're just staring at the tape and you don't have a plan, or if a move happens that you didn't expect. So don't let the trade control you. With that, that's what I always say at the end of the videos. Remember, don't let the trade control you. Good luck.